NFL free agency is about to get a whole lot more interesting. And guess what? The Detroit Lions could be on the verge of losing another key defensive piece. Not to just any team, but to their former defensive coordinator Aaron Glenn and his new squad, the New York Jets. This is one of the biggest rumors coming out of the Shrine Bowl, and today we're breaking down what this means for the Lions, the Jets, and linebacker Derrick Barnes. Stick around, because this one's got some serious implications for the offseason. The Lions were one of the biggest success stories of the 2023 season, but success always comes with a price. When you're good, other teams take notice, and they want what you have. That's exactly what's happening with Detroit's coaching staff. First, offensive coordinator Ben Johnson left for the Chicago Bears and started poaching talent from the Lions. Now, former defensive coordinator Aaron Glenn has taken over the New York Jets, and it looks like he's ready to do the same. His first big target, linebacker Derrick Barnes. Barnes had a breakout year in 2023. He started 13 games, racked up 81 tackles, and notched 5 tackles for loss. He was a key contributor to the Lions' defense and looked like he was on track for an even bigger 2024 season. But then disaster struck. A season-ending injury in week 3 put a stop to all that momentum. Now, as he heads into free agency, Barnes has a massive decision to make. Stay with the team that drafted him or follow Aaron Glenn to the Jets. So why are the Jets interested? Simple. Their defense, which was expected to be dominant, took a major step back in 2024. Injuries, inconsistency, and a lack of depth at linebacker left them exposed. Bringing in a player like Derrick Barnes, who knows Aaron Glenn's system inside and out, could provide an instant boost. He's physical, he's smart, and he's already comfortable playing under Glenn's schemes. Now let's talk money. What kind of deal could Barnes be looking at in free agency? Given his injury, his market value is a bit of a wild card. SpotRack estimates a mid-level contract, likely in the range of a 2 to 3 year deal worth around $15 to $20 million. The Lions have the cap space to bring him back, but will they be willing to compete if the Jets make an aggressive offer? For Detroit, losing Barnes wouldn't be ideal, but it's not the end of the world. The Lions have other options at linebacker, and they could look to the draft or free agency to fill the gap. Names like Patrick Queen, Devin White, or even a young draft prospect like Junior Colson could be on their radar. But make no mistake, if Barnes walks, they'll have a hole to fill. This could just be the beginning of Aaron Glenn raiding Detroit's roster. We've seen this before when coaches take on a new job. They want players they trust, players who know their system, and players who can help establish their culture. If Barnes makes the move, could other former Lions follow? It's definitely something to keep an eye on. Historically, we've seen teams lose players to former coaches before. Remember when Sean McVay took over the Rams and started bringing in former Washington players? Or when Brian Flores left New England and suddenly the Dolphins became a landing spot for former Patriots? This could be a similar situation in New York, with Aaron Glenn looking to bring over as many familiar faces as possible. If Barnes leaves, what does that mean for the Lions' defense? Losing a starting linebacker is never easy, especially one who understands the system. Detroit's run defense relied heavily on Barnes' ability to close gaps and stop ball carriers before they hit the second level. His absence could create issues, especially if they don't have a solid replacement lined up. Let's talk scheme fit. The Jets run a system similar to what Barnes played in Detroit, which makes the transition easy. Under Robert Saleh, the Jets emphasize aggressive, attacking defenses that put pressure on opposing quarterbacks. Barnes, with his quick decision-making and tackling ability, could slot right in and thrive in Glenn's new setup. Here's where things get really interesting. What if the Lions and Jets end up in a bidding war for Barnes? This could drive his price up higher than expected. The Lions might not be willing to overpay for him, especially with other defensive needs to address. The Jets, on the other hand, may be more aggressive since they're looking to rebuild their defensive core. Now, let's talk about what fans and analysts are saying. Some believe Barnes leaving is just business. It's part of the NFL, and the Lions will find a replacement. Others think Detroit should do everything possible to keep him and prevent Glenn from weakening their defense. What do you think? Should the Lions fight to keep Barnes, or should they let him walk and use that cap space elsewhere? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. No matter what happens, this is just the beginning of what's shaping up to be a wild free agency period. The Lions are trying to build a Super Bowl contender, and the Jets are looking for a fresh start under Aaron Glenn. One thing's for sure, this offseason is going to be full of surprises. Make sure to like and subscribe for more NFL updates, and I'll see you in the next video.